episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, my God, we've had one hell of a summer. I know this episode is probably called something along the lines of record transfer fee. I don't know, something along that, because Jesus Christ, we have been... But thing is, it's not all been one way this year. Like, usually our summers have gone along the lines of me getting rid of a couple of players for $1 million here or $1 million there, sometimes not even that, and then bringing in £20 million worth of talent, basically, to keep boosting us. Now, that was great for the first couple of seasons, and that worked well. But the problem came now that we had some players, people like Yasser Amrani, that were never really going to quite realise that potential. So this summer, we've actually had quite a lot of players leave the club too, which meant that with our we had 40 million as standard for transfer money, and I've actually got rid of players too, so we've actually spent a very large amount of money, and I'm very, very, very happy with the players we've signed. Now, this could be quite long because I've got quite a few things to go through before we get into things. Firstly, I wanted to talk about the fact that, you know, I get angry sometimes when I play this. I get angry in the episodes, and what you need to remember is that I'm not getting a chance to react. Like, I'm reacting as it is live. I can't filter it because it's not like something I'm recording over the top where I can be like, okay, and say, fair enough, you could say calm down or whatever and don't get so negative or angry when things happen, but at the same time, if I don't react naturally how I would naturally react when I play the game, and how I'm sure most of you would react when you play the game, then I would literally not be reacting at all, because I would basically just be like, okay, we lost a game, next. And, you know, I'm more than happy to do that, I guess, but I just don't really feel that there's any point in doing that, because what's the point? That's just me reading out results for you then. If I don't have any emotion, then it seems a bit pointless personally. But, you know, I don't know. Most of you seem to like the way I commentate, but I don't really know. So, yeah. Right, a couple of other things. Firstly, someone wanted to see Norman Millington's career stats. I swear I've shown you this before, though, like a year ago. Like a season ago, and it won't be any different, really. I mean, his old career, he was at West Brom, then he joined us. That's really all there is to it. But I will try and show you in this episode at some point, but I don't want to do that just yet. Now, the other thing is, I said, basically, when I get my website sorted, which I'm actually going to do after I've recorded these, I won't be putting the save up yet, but I will be putting tactics up on it. The save will go up once I've finished it, so you guys can, hopefully, if you want, either take over Portsmouth, or just take over another side in this same database, basically. But what I'm going to try and do, and this is an idea that someone came up with, or something similar that I've kind of morphed. Basically, what I might try and do is add another manager in, then retire this one, and I should be able to set a password for that second manager that is different, and hopefully if that works, then I should be able to put the save up, basically. You won't be able to play as me, but if anything, that's even better, because then you can start your own thing, and you can still take over Portsmouth if you want. You just have to, you know, take my place as manager, so to speak, with your own character, and all you have to do is add a new manager yourself when I got you the save. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, if that will actually work. Okay, so that's the sort of admin stuff out the way. There's quite a few things to talk about from the back end of last season as well. So firstly, Santos won Footballer of the Year. Thank God. However, he didn't win the Player of the Year. I don't know why. Patrick Roberts did. He only got 9 goals last season, and I don't know. Patrick Roberts just seems to win awards on this game. And gets ridiculous levels of... Yeah. So I was disappointed that Santos didn't win that. Van Oslo did win the Young Player of the Year, and I really think he deserved that. And he is now on a massive contract. Seriously, I've had to extend a lot of the contracts of players this summer to keep them. People like Van Os have gone from being on like 8,000 to something like 89,000 a week. And Santos is now on over 100,000 because he's just the most incredible player. The one thing I really was disappointed about is, you know, last year I complained about the Team of the Year when only Santos got into it. Well, the same thing happened this year, and I'm just utterly astonished. How in the name of Jesus does Norman Millington not get into the Team of the Year? He's got 42 goals in all competitions, and even in the league, he was the second best goal scorer. Yet Lukaku, who got less goals than him in the league and had a worse average rating overall, got into the Team of the Year. I don't understand why that happens. It was all... Apart from Lukaku of Chelsea, it was Manchester United... Lukaku of Arsenal. It was all Man United and Man City again. And I understand that they should have lots of players in there, but my point is, Millington was the second best striker in the league. He should be in the Team of the Year, and there's 2 striking spots. It's a joke. And it was just because he plays for Arsenal, basically. And that's weird, because their reputation hasn't been that great lately either. So yeah, that's the next thing on my list. Something else that really struck me as very strange is Robert Gray came to me and said that he wants to leave to join Stoke City. Like, I understand that they've got lots of money, but we're in the Champions League, they're in the Europa League this year. why on earth would you want to leave now? And the only reason they're in the Europa League is because they won the FA Cup last year, and now their manager's left as well. Chris Hughton's retired from football, so Stoke might be having a poorer season this year, but it depends on who they get in. I can't actually remember who it is. I think it's the Aberdeen manager. I'm not even joking. I can't remember who he is, though. So, yeah, that was a weird one. Robert Gray hasn't left the club, and in fact, I've now made him vice-captain, along with Norman Millington, who is now captain of us, our Lord and Saviour. Although, he's going to have to go a little bit further to become Saint Norman Millington. Although if Santos continues the way he's going, he might well become Saintos. I'm not even joking. I wouldn't change his name to that, though. We would just call him that. Now, other thing, right? Ludek McCloskey has joined as a goalkeeping coach, which I was really excited about, because I didn't make this transfer or, signing. My director of football, I guess, must have done it. But yeah, Ludek McCloskey has joined as a goalkeeping coach, which is good. I nearly sold Lucas Vega because he was complaining about wanting to go to Sampdoria this time, and I very nearly got rid of him. But we have signed another goalkeeper, though, just in case he does kick off again, and I'm really happy with this guy, and you're going to see why very soon. Next thing, I have been looking for a lot of players, and I went out and really thought, right, we need to strengthen and get some real talent in. So I went to PSG, and I found this guy called Dimitri Yoli or something like that. Yeah, they wanted 112 million for him. So I figured he's obviously one of the best young prospects in world football. He has to be, because he had 5-star potential. It wasn't great yet, but I figured, okay, fair enough. Maybe that's like the ceiling of the game's kind of level, although I'd never seen anything over 100 million personally. I don't think I had anyway. But so then I went to this is a guy called Kai Werner. He plays for Wolfsburg in Germany. I don't know if they're in the Champions League or not, but he's a very good left back. So I went in and I did it the right way. I inquired. I didn't inquire. I put a thing in the media to try and unsettle him. He then said that he wanted to join, and was going to kick off basically at Wolfsburg. And, people have done this to me, so I figured, fuck it, I'm going to do it to other people. So I did. I then went, right, okay, I'm going to put a bid in. He was worth 4.6 million. So I thought, he's quality. So we're putting a bid of 15 million for him, because it's a lot, but I felt that it was worth it. He looked like he could genuinely be one of the best left backs in the world, and that's what we needed. Do you know what their response was? I'm not even joking when I say this. I should have taken a screenshot, really. 143 million pounds was the price they put on it. I don't care how good he is. I'm not paying I'm not paying that anyway. So yeah, they wanted 143 million pounds. So then I basically put in a bid of 16 million just for the lols, and of course they declined it. And then it came out in the media that he was desperate to leave basically, and was mad at the club for not wanting to talk to me. So I thought, I wonder if I go back in, like you guys had said, if you unsettle them and go back in with a proper nice offer. I think I put in a bid of 22 million on him, and so I thought, right, that'll do. 88 million they wanted. I managed to eventually haggle them down to 86 million. I mean, for fuck's sake, 86 million for a player that doesn't want to be there. Good stuff. So, yeah, for a left-back, I point out as well, a left-back. The other thing is, there was a player I went after that had 1 month left on his contract. They wanted £40 million for him. He had 1 month left on his contract. And for some reason, I couldn't assign him on a pre-contract. I don't know why, but it wouldn't let me. And his contract was expiring, and they wanted 40 million. And we're going to come back to that, because we actually ended up signing it, but not for 40 million. A couple of other things. People pointed out to me a couple of episodes ago, and I've only just seen this because I'm recording it a bit ahead, that Sean Dyche was manager at AC Milan last season when we beat them. That is amazing, and I'm incredibly pleased for the Sandy Ballback. Jed Wallace also had his testimonial this pre-season, as you can see here, where we played against Hungarian side Uri. Unfortunately, we drew the game, which was disappointing, but Norman Millington picked up an injury in this game for about the first time in his life, which was going to keep him out of today's game against Brighton. So not so good there. Right, let's get into the bit you really are interested in. Also, you'll notice we're starting today against Brighton in the league, rather than in the Champions League, because our playoff game against Lazio, of all people, because we were seeded, which was great, just about got seeded, is going to be starting next week. So basically, I decided it was good to start with the Premier League game anyway, because it's a bit different, and I'm still waiting on the results of the poll that I put out in yesterday's episode, because again, things haven't quite caught up with me yet, so I will decide what to do based on that. Right, let's get into the thing you're all here to see, basically. Let's just do this. This is transfers. Right, so I know what you're thinking. Wow, that's a lot of money spent. And yeah, there's one very clear reason why we were able to. We spent nearly 60 million this summer, and we've still got a little bit left. Not by much now, because I've put a lot of it on bonuses, and obviously contracts tie up a lot of your transfer funds. But let's just go through who's gone out. So firstly, Peter Pears has gone to Azad Alkmaar for a season. I figured, why not get him out there for one more year? He looks like he could be quality, but I need him to get first team football. Yasser Amrani has joined Swansea for 4.4 million. He's worth 6, but that was the most I could go to. I mean, we're getting like another million, I think, in fees, so that's not too bad. Alistair Fitzgerald, our young star, has gone out on loan to Chesterfield, one of our affiliates. David Francois, now this was a pain, because he basically kicked off at me and said, right, I want to leave, and I want you to accept any bids that come into me from Spurs. Spurs then put a bid in of, I'm not even joking you, £800,000. He's worth 8 million, which means I should be able to get more from him because he's a quality player and has a lot of future ahead of him. Well, basically he was threatening to kick off, and he actually said that you don't want a dressing room revolt on your hands. So I was like, oh, fuck this. So I basically put his price down. Sheffield United came in with a bid of 4.8, and we've got rid of the bastard, basically. Like, he looked like he was good, if you remember when I found him in that scout report while I was doing you, in episode 64, I believe, actually, when we were showing you how to do the scouting. He was one of the players that came up. Unfortunately, he clearly got a bit of an attitude problem. I don't know if you remember, we had that player much earlier on in this save who had a massive attitude problem, and I can't remember who he was. I genuinely can't remember who he was. If anyone can remember the player that had the horrific attitude problem, but I was always getting in arguments with, much earlier in this save, then please let me know, because I cannot remember for the life of me his name. I think he was Norwegian or something. Right, now the one transfer that you're looking at there has got to be, you've noticed it by now, Ali Burrell has left for Monaco. Now, the reason I did this was basically because he didn't really get many games for us last year. Marcio did really well coming off the bench as a sort of super sub, and we rarely played two strikers. I felt that I could probably, if I sold him to Monaco, I could use that money to invest in other areas of the squad, including bringing in another young striker to act as that third choice anyway, possibly someone even better, because we've got that agreement with Atletico Mineiro, and believe me, I've used it. So I decided to just go for it. We signed him for, I can't remember how much Ali Burrell actually cost us, but it wasn't much. It was like 5 million or something. Was it 7 million? 6.5 million he cost us. And he's done all right for us, really. He never really hit. He had one decent year, that sort of where we got 13, but he never really hit the ground running. And I guess you could argue that he didn't have a chance once Millington took over, but I just felt that this was the right time. So he's gone, and I quote, the actual overall outlay of the transfer up front is 31.5 million, which is just glorious, and most of that went straight into our transfer kitty. There's also another 10 million coming next season. So the grand total was £42 million, I think, in the end, plus the little bonuses here and there. And I think for a player that we signed for £6.5 million, to get 42 million in total for him was just perfect for us, because he's quite injury prone as well, as we found out. So I think we've got the better end of that deal. So he's gone out, and the rest of the players are mostly out on loan, as you can see. Kieran Griffiths, of course, has left the club, but I don't think he's actually signed for anyone yet. He's still a free agent, which is quite surprising, I have to say. So Saidi Anko also left on a free. And then, of course, a lot of players have gone out on loan. So Ayala, Cook, Spina, Salvi, Claydon, Granger, Keane, and McLaughlin. Lots of players have gone out to our Belgian affiliate, basically. Now, let's get into the players that you're really interested in, the players that have joined us. Now, you knew about Tercio before. He has joined, just as we expected. You know, he's basically going to play an understudy to Van Os in that midfield, basically, while he's still only 18, remember, so there's a long way to go for him, but he's got a lot of potential still. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can come up with as a sort of second choice. Now, you'll notice that there's some English-looking names in here, and that's because I've managed to bring in 3 English players, 2 of which are probably going to be awesome. Now, the first one I went for, this is Kyle Nurse. Now, he's very young. He's still only 16, but for me, I think he's got, like, Ivancic level potential, personally. He reminds me of that. Now, the idea for me, possibly, I'm thinking he's most likely going to be played at right back. I'm going to sort of retrain him there, because he is actually... well, he's not super pacey, and... I don't know. The point is, he can play at left and right back quite competently, and then obviously in the centre. He's 16 heading, 15 marking, and 16 tackling. I like the look of this lad a lot, and he's very young still, but I feel that he's going to get plenty of game time this year. With Yanko leaving, of course, Marcelo has stayed. I've extended his contract because I just felt that we needed to. Jed Wallace, he wants a new deal, but at the same time, he won't even talk to me about it. And then, I don't know, I'm worried that he might leave at the end of the season and there'll be nothing I can do about it, which is a shame, because I would like to get him on as a coach, really, at some point. So yeah, this is Kyle Nurse. He joined from West Ham, which was nice. To £9 million, I know might seem like quite a lot, but I just think with the positions he can play, he's an ultimate backline utility man. He could even play in the defensive midfield role if we need him to. I think he's the ultimate utility player, and he's got a lot of potential still. Wow, look at this. And he's played some games for us in pre-season and looked fairly decent. Got a couple of goals as well. So I'm happy with him, £9 million. Now, my next big bet, I said there was a player that basically only had a little bit of time left on his contract, and eventually we managed to get him, but they wanted 40 million at first. This is the guy. This is Conor Barnes. He was on loan at Leicester last year, and from Southampton, basically. But I just felt like left-backs are hard to come by, and this guy, I just think that he's incredibly quick, lots of pace, balance, stamina, decent crossing, marking is also nice and good, tackling, technique, high, aggression's a little low, could maybe do with being a little bit higher, but I don't know, I like the guy. And I think he's certainly going to come along. Maybe 22 million is a little bit much, but bear in mind there's actually only 15 of that up front. There's another 7.5 to come out next year. That's basically the way it's going to go. But I don't know why it counts some of it and then not the rest. I don't really know how that works, how it comes up with that number. But point is, it's not actually 22.5. It's 15 with 7.5 coming in 12 months' time, I think. So yeah, that's how that's working. Yeah, okay, maybe a little bit overpaid on that one, but we did need fullbacks, and I've got 2 English ones, which is nice to see, basically, and it's going to help us in terms of foreign players, basically. So, the next one, I went out and got a goalkeeper, mainly because Lucas Vega was chipping off at me again about wanting to go to Sampdoria. So I thought, fuck it, we're going to go out and try and find a goalkeeper, and this is the guy that we've managed to find. Now, I don't know how we got him for 2.7 million. I know you're looking at that and going, well, he's only 2 stars. Yeah, but, I'm sorry, he's got some incredibly good stats for... really, his vision, off the ball, leadership, flair, they're all low, but who gives a crap? He's not eccentric, he's simple, good stuff. All the sort of simple, goalkeeping things, he seems to do very, very well, and that's why I'm interested in him. He's going to act as a sort of understudy, but I think there's a reasonable chance that he could actually end up playing for us. And he's called Bigger Bolongo. What more do you want in a goalkeeper? I really like this guy. I can't believe Ajax let us have him for 2.8 million. For the stats that he's got, look at the reflexes, 19. Great throwing as well. I really like him. I think 2 stars is incredibly harsh on him. Let's see if Steve Weaver reckons anything different about him. Okay, so even Steve Weaver doesn't reckon but he does reckon he's at least as good as Vega, and that's important for us. So there we go. Bigger Bolongo has joined us. Now, this is a strange one. This is Jerry Parsons, who for me, he's going to be out for a little while. He won't be able to play today. He was released by Chelsea in the summer, and we picked him up on a free, basically. Yeah, it cost us 30 grand in wages and some agent fees, but the fact is, for a left-sided player, he's not too bad. And even if we sell him on at some point, it will still make some money off of him. So I was keen to bring him in as well. I was just trying to bolster the squad with some English talent. Also, he's got dreadlocks. I'm just saying, but he's got dreadlocks. That's fucking awesome. Right, now comes to the... I'm actually going to talk about Dennis Blythe first. Basically, I got down to my sort of last kind of knockings of my transfer fund in the end, and I needed to try and sign some players. So again, I looked to England. West Brom have produced, obviously, Norman Millington, and we've got this guy, Dennis Blythe. Still young, but my point is I just wanted to get some more young talent coming through, because we've been buying older players lately, and I wanted to make sure that we've still got some players that can improve and come through for us as well over the next few seasons, so we're not constantly relying on transfers all the time. That's the kind of key here. So that's important too. So that's Dennis Blythe. Now, you might recognise this name. I don't know if I was saying it right. I think I was saying Archubia, but this is Augusto Archubi. He is the lad that I wanted to bring in last season. Now, he's cost us £13 million. He is not going to be playing on the left. He will be playing out on the right. He's... I think he's brilliant. Crossing and dribbling, decent. First touch, beautiful. Passing and technique, nice and high. Flair, off the ball, work rate, acceleration, pace, stamina. Everything about him is awesome. I'm training him to make sure he's fully competent on the right. He's sort of not quite there. So once he's there, it will be Santos on the left, him on the right, and Vanos in the middle. And that is quite, and then with Millington up front, that front four could tear teams apart, genuinely. We were expected to challenge for the title again this year, but we're expected to get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, semi-final of the FA Cup, and who gives a crap about the Capital One Cup. But I think with the squad we've assembled this year, we could actually start tearing teams apart in some of our league games and start doing what City do to people, and maybe even compete with the likes of City. Now, all these transfers have been done based around the system we played most effectively last year, basically. Not our 2-striker system, more relating to our one defensive midfielder. I didn't sign another defensive midfielder because Borja Gomez can play there, and obviously I did boost that midfield by bringing in Dennis Blythe. Now, that's all the players we've brought in now, but I have actually got another one that's coming in. And let me see, future transfers, right. This is Pipoca. Now, we brought him in from Atletico Mineiro. This is the beautifulest thing that I'm serious. I couldn't believe this. They're our affiliate, and they'd accepted a bid. I can't remember who it was from. I think it might have been Juventus for Pipoca. And we got the chance to match it, basically. And we did. And we offered him more wages because when I saw him... Oh, he makes me tingle. Seriously. He's still only 17, and the reason I was willing to get rid of Ali Burrell is because I had a little look before I accepted the offer, and this is what, like, this was there waiting for us. So I figured if we move Ali Burrell on now, we'll get enough money to bring in a couple more players, and we'd still have Marcio as a second choice striker, and then the potential to bring through someone like Pipoca. 16 dribbling, 16 finishing, 15 first touch. His technique is incredibly high. He's got a great work rate. He's pacey as all hell. I really, really like this guy, and we've got him for 10 million quid. He's joining us in January, so we are going to have to do without him until then, but we've still got some alright strikers, and as long as Millington and Marcio don't get injured, we should be okay. So basically, that is what I've done in the transfer market this summer. I hope I haven't annoyed too many people with selling people or whatever, but I just didn't think Burrell was going to get much game time, and I felt that we had to make the right decisions for the club this season coming up. So, without further ado, I can't think what else there is to talk about, really. I've gone through pretty much everything in my notes for this episode, so it's about time we really get ourselves into a game. We've got Lazio coming. I think we'll beat Lazio and get into the groups comfortably. Now, we've got a few injuries at the moment. Santos picked up an injury in our last friendly against Schalke, and he's going to be out for a little while, which is disappointing because he's going to miss this game. I don't know if Van Os is back, and I don't know if Millington is back, so that's some crucial players could be missing for this game. So thankfully it's against Brighton, who are newly promoted. We should have the better of them, but only time will tell if that's actually going to be the case. What system are they playing? They're playing 2 up top. A little bit worrying, but I think we should still have the better of them when you consider how I think the signings have been worthwhile. I think we've made some good signings. Let's just see what we've got. Right, after that, Van Os. Millington is back. Good. Archubi there, as you can see, out on the right. Peralta in the midfield. Ivancic there. Barnes, Lopez Sousa, Graham, Marcelo. Now, some players are still not fully fit yet, as you can see, and there's a few injuries coming down the line, which is not going to help us. Lucarelli's also on international duty. Man United came with a bid for Lucarelli in the end. We got him up to 20 million, but I don't know. I want to have he and Archubi. Oh, Archubi. Love it. I think that is a winning team, basically. With Santos here when he's fit again, and potentially once they grow a little, if we have Barnes getting better as well as Nurse over on this side potentially, or maybe even filling in here, and then with Belongo potentially filling in for Vega sometimes, I just think we've got a stronger team this year. And once Borja Gomez is fully fit again, like he was out for a long time, so he's still not got his match fitness back, he in the middle, I think we've got a really good chance of maybe even challenging for the title this year. But the main concentration is Europe. That's most important. Get top 4 by all means, of course we have to do that, but it's Europe where we are concentrating most of our energy. So yeah, let's go for this. Let's submit this team. I'm very, very curious to see how Archubi does. Obviously, without Santos, we might struggle a little bit to create, but I still think we've got the utmost chance of thrashing some teams this season. I do worry about how we're going to cope against 2 strikers today, but I just don't want to start the season off by trying out that tactic. It's just not worth it for me. Like, this is the tactic that works well for us, so let's continue that. You will see us in different kits in the next episode, I'm pretty certain, because later today I'm going to go make some for this season. I said I was going to do it, but I didn't have time yesterday, so I've had to wait. So our new kits and sponsorship and stuff like that won't be in until the next episode. Great tackle from Tony Ivancic. Van Os now. Can he drop it off? He does. Millington. Archubi should be running into space right about now. Peralta through for Van Os. Peralta and round the corner for Millington. A 1-0 after 15 minutes. And Big Norm is right in there on the score sheet after 15 minutes. It's Brighton 0, Portsmouth 1. And, well, we've taken the lead, and that is just what we needed to start the season. And it's perfect that the first goal that we score this year is scored by King Norman Millington, because I really didn't want to get off to the start he did last season. I wanted him to be quality this year. Peralta with a lovely little ball through here. Millington, lovely turn, and you know in these sort of situations he's almost always going to score, and he has done. Brighton 0, Pompey 1, but that doesn't mean we can get complacent. We need to stick in there and get some more goals against them, basically. We can't afford to rest on our laurels. They've not even had a shot yet. That doesn't mean they won't score when they get one, though. Millington round the corner this time for Van Os. Oh, and a good save by the goalkeeper, and a good start for us here. This is the perfect start. If we can get another one. Archubi, though, is as good at taking corners as Santos is. So if that pleases me so much, because it means that as long as we've got one of those two in the team, our set piece threat is always going to be present. Archubi there picking the ball up. Can he run it? He probably can. Dribbles inside to Ivancic. Van Os now. Watch the run from... Oh, it's back to Peralta. Can he slide a ball through? Van Os here. Millington round the corner and cleared away, and another good chance for Pompey goes begging here. We have started this game like a bullet out of a gun, and 5E's long ball down the field should be dealt with easily by Lopez Sousa. Maybe even recycle the play. There's Robert Gray. Oh, Peralta. That's a poor ball from Milton Peralta. He's actually starting to look a little off the pace now in the last few games. Oh, no way. Oh, come on. Oh, sorry, look, it's every fucking game now. Every fucking game. Right, okay, so don't worry, we regroup. We're the better side in this game, but as usual, they've scored with their first shot of the game. Don't know what the defending is going on here, but Christensen, maybe even shades of offside, but he's put the ball in the back of the net, and it is 1-1. Right, let's keep going. Don't worry, we're on top of this game. This shouldn't be a problem. We will still score more goals. We've got plenty more in us. We may have to go attacking in the second half if we're not winning by half time, though, just to sort of really push at them a little bit. Because look at the domination we've exerted on them in this first half. Van Os, though, has lost the ball, 5-y. Out to Christensen, just win that tackle. Robert Gray, beautiful there. Ivancic, Peralta, in for Norman Millington. Is there a runner? Is there a runner? No, there wasn't a runner. Ivancic there, good header, flicks it on. Millington brings it down, and oh, what a finish that is from the big man. 2-0, sorry, not 2-0, 2-1. Millington with both the goals there. And, well, it's not more than we deserve in this first half. We've been so good. Also, what a header this is from Tony Ivancic. Oh, it was wow, what an incredible pass. And a fantastic header from Millington. 2 goals in the first game of the season for him. We couldn't really ask for more, unless he gets a hat-trick, in which case I will happily accept it. With open arms, guys. Perfect first half. Apart from that goal, disappointing to concede that, really, considering it's their only shot of the game. But that's how it is, isn't it? We've just got to try and basically that's going to happen this year, and we need to accept that that's going to happen because it just will. So we need to basically make sure that it doesn't matter if it happens, we score more goals than them. That's the simple fact of the matter. You know, we have to make sure that we score at least 2 goals in a game just to make sure that that doesn't happen. That even if it does happen, oh my life, are you serious? Thankfully, we do have Borja Gomez on the bench, so he's not fully fit, but this might be a useful time to give him a run out anyway. So, I mean, look at the domination here. We really should have more goals in this game, to be honest, or at least one more. Archubi now with the ball out to the edge of the area. Van Os to have a pop at it? No. Oh, he's gone for it, and it's headed in by Lopez Souza. Van Os will take the assist. That is 3-1 Pompey now. That's better. That is more like it. Thoroughly deserved, and we look like we're going to start off the season with a win, which is perfect. And I tell you what, we look even better than last year now. Like, we've limited Brighton literally to that one shot in the entire match. But I would like to see in the latter stages of this game maybe oh, thank God. I thought that said, well, it does say Santos, but luckily he's not playing for us. I would like to see us maybe get a 4th goal, or maybe even a 5th goal. After that now, can he take a strike in? No, it's blocked. Marcelo, rather, not Marcio. Van Os now, Millington. Channel, after that, can he whip it back across for someone? No. Cleared down the... Oh, that is not a penalty, I don't think. I personally don't think that should have been a penalty, but it looks like we're going to get a chance to make it 4. I don't know if Archubi's going to take this, or whether it's Millington. He's not very good at penalties, and I've set the penalties up, so he shouldn't really be taking this. I don't... Is he on... Oh, it's because he's on a hat-trick. And he scored it, though. 4-1 Portsmouth. Millington with a hat-trick on the first day of the season. Right, that's why he was taking a penalty, because he's on a hat-trick. What a start to the season. 4-1 away from home. Although it is only Brighton, but we are still looking incredibly good, and Millington has got off to the perfect start. Oh, maybe another goal. Let me guess, they'll score with their second shot of the game, probably. Ball through here. Millington maybe for another one? Why did he... That's what I mean. They run right at the goalkeeper. They don't ever create an angle, and that's worrying that they always do that. Archubi to the edge of the area for Van Os. After it. Inside it comes at a good strike. Gomez, and in the back of the net for 5-1. Borja Gomez this time, and oh my goodness. I'm telling you, this could be the season that we really do hand out some absolute spankings. Because we just look completely dominant in these areas. Set pieces look fantastic. Good touch from Gomez off the bench to score. Next substitution coming up in a sec. Who should we bring in? I'm going to say Millington's looking a little bit worse for wear, and he's already just got a hat-trick, so we'll just leave him be for now. I'm probably going to make my last substitution Tercio on for Van Os at some point in this game, since that would make sense. I'm also just going to quickly adjust the opposition instructions, just to make sure that they don't then suddenly get a chance to come back at us at some point in this game. Look at the amount of shots we've had. I mean, I know they're newly promoted, but even so, by our standards, this is a really, really top performance. Right, let's give Tercio his debut now. Fulham are losing 5-1, I think, to Nottingham Forest, did I just see. Tercio on his debut for us. See how he actually does in the league. 5-1 away from home. What a start. Maybe one more. Come on, get 6. We want 6. We want 6. We're not going to get 6. But, oh, are we? Marcio, ball in here. After it at the far post, and it is 6-1 to Portsmouth. Ola after it now, and we are top of the Premier League after the first game, and what a start. That is the sheer number of shots is looking completely dominant compared to last season. I still can't believe that they've scored with their only shot of the entire match, though. Still that exists, but hey, it doesn't matter because we've scored 6 goals. Why should I be negative about that? We've scored 6 times. Oh, and that's a poor one from Artubi, but I tell you what a result. Brighton 1, Portsmouth 6. 2 assists and a goal for Ola after that. Wonderful performance from him. Millington with a hat-trick. Martial gets an assist, though, coming off the bench. I'm not even surprised by it. That's the crucial thing that I have to point out here. I'm not even a little bit surprised by that performance. 6-1 on the opening day. I think we've built a team now that can really challenge for things this year. It is going to, of course, matter how we do against the big sides when we play them. But if we can land out those kind of ridiculous results against some of the smaller teams on a more consistent basis, there's every chance we could come up with something special this year. I really do think so. So there we go. After the first game of the season, we are top of the Premier League, having scored 6 goals on the opening day. But there you go. Yusuf Poulsen got 4 for Forest against Fulham. Wow. And bear in mind, guys, this is a team that does not have Santos in it. He did not feature in that game because he was injured. And Millington was only half fit. Oh, do you reckon we could get 10 in a game this season? I don't know if you guys have been watching Evolving Mick's Fulham save on YouTube, because if you haven't, I really strongly suggest you do. But basically, his Fulham side, I was watching their Champions League final game yesterday, and they got like 164 goals in a season. And obviously, we're not going to do that. But I tell you what, I want to start handing out some beatings. Like, I want to get 9 in a game or something this year, even if it is against Brighton. And I apologise, Brighton fans, but they look like the weak link at the moment. We predicted to get 4th according to the season stats, but I think there's every chance we could challenge for the title this year. But so there we go. If you like what you've seen, please drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. Now, what I'm going to do in the next episode is join us for the home game against Lazio, because I don't know what you guys really want to see, so until I've got that episode out and seen the results of the straw poll, I will just continue to do what I usually do. So I'll see you guys in the next episode for the home tie against Lazio. See you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.